My mother's pancreatic cancer took a sharp, brutal turn, and I found myself sobbing into the phone, begging Carter for the $150,000 we needed for a last resort experimental treatment. He promised to wire it immediately. I sat in the sterile chill of the hospital waiting room for 3 agonizing hours. What I saw instead, while endlessly refreshing my phone, was Harper's Instagram story, a screenshot of a $150,000 wire transfer hitting her bank account, captioned with a heart. My mother died in the quiet, unforgiving hours of the early morning. Carter's money didn't arrive until the sun was up, far too late. Later, Carter stood before me in a bespoke Tom Ford suit that cost more than a car, his face a mask of mild inconvenience. I've been transferring money to Harper a lot lately for the new portfolio, he said, adjusting his cuffs. It was muscle memory, a simple mistake. Harper stood beside him, the diamonds of the $150,000 necklace he'd bought her resting against her collarbone. Her red lips curled into a smile that didn't reach her eyes. "Maddie, please," she murmured, her voice dripping with weaponized sympathy. "I'm sure Diana is looking down from heaven right now, and she completely understands. You really shouldn't make a scene. Carter's career is at a critical juncture, after all. 6 years of absolute devotion. 6 years of building a life together, reduced to a punchline. To them, my mother's life was nothing but collateral damage on their climb to the top." I clenched my fists so hard my manicured nails bit into my palms. Blood and tears fell in tandem, hitting the pristine, icy linoleum of the hospital floor. A sea of black umbrellas. The low, mournful hum of a cello playing through the pavilion speakers. I stood before my mother's casket, the cold wind whipping my hair across my face, my fingers white-knuckling the phone in my pocket. I had just hit send on a single email. "I accept the offer. I'll be in New York in 3 days." I looked down at my mother's peaceful face, the lines of pain finally smoothed away. I could still feel the phantom weight of her frail hand in mine, could still hear her final, breathless whisper, "Maddie, my sweet girl, don't ever shrink yourself down just to fit into someone else's life." "I hear you, Mom. I finally hear you." "Madeline Frost, do you honestly think playing the tragic orphan is going to win you any sympathy points? Carter isn't coming back to you." The sharp, grating voice cut through the somber quiet of the cemetery. Harper pushed her way through the crowd of mourners, a vivid splash of scarlet against the sea of black. She was wearing a tailored crimson suit, her Christian Louboutin heels clicking aggressively against the wet stone pathway. She gestured wildly at the floral arrangements. "Look at all this. I have to admit, Maddie, your little performance is top tier." I turned slowly. Carter was trailing a few steps behind her, a look of profound irritation etched onto his handsome face. He was wearing a standard charcoal morning suit, but tied neatly around his neck was a crimson silk tie the exact shade of Harper's suit. A tie she had bought him. He was wearing another woman's colors to my mother's funeral. "Shut your mouth," I said. My voice wasn't loud, but it possessed a jagged edge that sliced through the murmuring crowd. "You are not welcome here." The guests froze. Conversations died in their throats. Every eye darted toward us. Carter frowned, slipping effortlessly into that condescending, authoritative tone I used to mistake for leadership. "Maddie, lower your voice. Look at where we are. Don't make this harder on your mother's memory than it needs to be." My vision blurred with a rage so pure it felt like a religious experience. Who made it hard on her memory? Who starved her of her last fighting chance by giving her lifeline to his shiny new toy? "Carter," I rasped, the sound tearing out of my throat like shattered glass. "How dare you even speak her name standing on this grass?" Harper immediately shrank back, looping her arm through Carter's and pressing her chest against his bicep. "Carter, just let it go," she whispered loudly enough for the front row to hear. "Losing a parent makes people completely unstable."